Men have even higher avoidant tendencies. Wow, this is incredible. Because there is no way to happiness, guys. Happiness is the way. Good morning. It is Friday, April 3rd, and right now it is 4:23 a.m. I made it to the gym, about to get this quick 10,000, well, it's not quick actually because it takes me an hour and a half, but I'm gonna get this 10,000 steps done. I did shampoo my hair yesterday, but I didn't finish it, and these little headbands are like a little hack for me. I didn't do my hair, but I want to look halfway decent. But let's go ahead and get these 10,000 steps. Ooh, y'all, that was a good one. Feeling really good. About to take my morning suppies. I was telling you guys about the person who I was being a friend to, even though they were like treating me crazy. The friendship dissolved. I had blessings that came out of it. When I did that baby shower for this person, the day got away from me and I'm like, oh snap, what am I gonna feed these people with? I was like, okay, I have enough stuff to make like a salad. I forgot all the stuff that I made. So I just concocted this recipe and called it Mexican chicken Alfredo. Y'all, honestly, I have never made this dish since that day. So I make this dish, I lay everything out, everybody's like, oh my God, what is this? This is really good. And I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. A couple of weeks after the shower, I'm online one night and I see Taste of Home come up with a contest. Enter an original recipe for $500. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna just type in from memory how I made this dish. I entered the contest and forgot about it. About a year or so later, I get a cookbook in the mail from Taste of Home. Now, I'm a major Taste of Home fan, and I used to buy the Taste of Home magazine as recently as last year. So I get this cookbook in the mail, y'all. Taste of Home, 2012, and I'm like, oh, okay, I got a Taste of Home cookbook. Okay, fine, interesting. I thumbed through it and put it on my bookshelf. A couple years after that, I go to Google my name, and y'all, why is my name alongside a recipe that has like 50 something reviews at the time, and all these people saying, oh my God, my family loves this recipe. Y'all, I am published in this cookbook, and I was like, oh my God. So I run to my bookcase, grab the cookbook, and realized that the letter said, hey, it was like, you didn't win the contest, but your recipe was so good when our test kitchen tested the recipe that it made the cookbook. So all this time, I didn't know that that's how they collect recipes. But y'all, I couldn't believe it. I am a published recipe creator. And here it is. This is my original recipe. Y'all, I was blown away. And it sat on my bookshelf in my office for about 3 or 4 years before I realized why they even sent me the cookbook. It says, one family member likes Italian, another likes Mexican. They will never have to compromise when this entree is on the menu. This is one of my most prized possessions here because it was such a surprise. If I had never Googled my name that day, I would never have known. What I'm going to do is post the link of the recipe in the description of this video. So feel free to go check it out and let me know in the comments if you think you're going to try this recipe. and happy Saturday, guys. My Saturday is starting out so lovely. I met my friend Naomi. We got in a good 12,000 steps. Most of the morning was overcast, but we had a lovely walk. I'm almost finished my iced coffee now, but we got a nice iced latte with oat milk, 2 pumps of strawberry syrup, and a touch of vanilla, and it was absolutely delicious. So that was a perfect way to finish off the morning. And so then I was on the way to Goodwill because last Sunday I went and bought 2 Boston ferns and 2 monsteras to put on my balcony, which is super narrow. But I was like, I would like to spend some time out there, so I'm going to see if I can find a bench. So I was heading to Goodwill to get a bench, but I want to add some splashes of color. So I was like, let me head to Goodwill. And I forgot there's a Pike's on the way, at Pike's Nursery. I'm going to run in here. I think I want some petunias or begonias, just something that's going to last all season long, just for some pops of color out there. I just want to make it like nice and, mature, radiant, serene, on the balcony. So that's what I'm up to today. So, of course, I'm going to continue to bring you guys along with me. Yeah, so we're going to go inside of Pike's and see what they have, and then see if I can get lucky and find like a little bench, because I really don't want to spend a whole lot of money. But I need to put back some lip gloss on too, so I can look halfway decent when I walk into this place. Where's my lipstick? So let's head on in here in Pike's. I'm still outside, y'all. It is 1:29. I'm going in Home Depot now to find some pots, and obviously I'm ready to go home, take a shower, do something to this hair, get me something to eat. So I told you guys I have a storage filled with home decor items, so it's like my own personal little store. I'm looking for some stuff to put out here on this balcony. Okay, y'all, it took me less than 3 minutes to find these 3 pieces. This one I'm a little bit afraid to put out there because I don't want it to get all rusty, but I do love this piece. This is a plant stand that I forgot that I even had, so I think I'm gonna leave that one here. I know for a fact that this one came from Goodwill like maybe 6 years ago, and a couple of years ago on my old balcony I had like multiple different size planters with herbs, so I may do that. Otherwise, I'm gonna give this a nice little spray paint and put like different candles on there for like a little evening glow. Hey y'all, it is Saturday night, and I was comatose. Okay, I literally came in from Home Depot, kind of played around on the balcony to kind of see how I want to put the stuff together, and now I'm gonna go back to bed, but I'm getting dinner prepped for tomorrow. So these few peas, I was not finding them in Atlanta recently, and so my mom sent me a few bags. And I cooked half of this bag a while back, so I'm about to soak these. Well, hello and welcome back and happy Monday. Today is Monday, April 6th, and I'm taking a quick little coffee break at work and just wanted to pop on. I had a wonderful Easter weekend. I actually got to cook a nice Easter meal for my honey and I, and it was a great cheat meal full of carbs and all the things that I wanted. Y'all, this became a thing, okay? Like, I started out saying I'm gonna grab a couple of plants to put out on my balcony, but once I went to Goodwill and grabbed a couple of things, it was like a whole DIY process in the making. So I will be doing my balcony review on the next video. On this video, I'm just going to show you guys what I picked up. Naomi and I started walking at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I didn't get back home until 4 o'clock. And after I went to all the places and did all the things, I ended up, I think, at like almost 16,000 steps. Naomi, thank you so much. She gave me a huge compliment. She told me without makeup and while I'm sweating at the park that my skin looked like glass. So I was like, kudos to me. And I want to share with you guys two quick things. Over the last couple of months, I've switched up how I've been doing things. I had to add some things just to kind of improve or enhance what I needed to do as far as my skin now that it's aging. I've already showed you guys the retinol product that I use, which I call magic in a bottle. It is definitely a tea product, but let me show you two other quick things. I'm always going to put you guys on. Sharing is caring, right? And I just love doing that. So I got two new things. The first one is this La Roche thermal spray, and the way that I use this spray is just after I cleanse my skin, I will pat it dry, but then I'll give like a nice soft mist of this before I put on my serum. The serum that I'm now using, my main serum, is this La Roche-Posay Hyaluronic B5 Anti-Wrinkle Concentrate Repairing and Replumping. It is a hyaluronic acid system product, and I'm loving the La Roche product. It makes my skin so much more glowy and supple and glass, like Naomi said, before I go on with the rest of the steps. So if you're interested in any new products, I think that these are two good base products for my skincare system. So I've been loving that. Also, today's lip color for spring and summer, one of my other favorites. You guys know I've been going on and about that Impassion Pink that I can't find, but this one MAC still has available, and this is the MAC Mirage. I have been loving this gorgeous orange for as long as I've been loving that Impassion Pink that's no longer available. I've been using this for probably close to about 15 years. So if you're looking for a nice orange color, then I highly recommend this one. So let's go ahead and get into the haul from what I got at Goodwill. So the first one I got is this stool here. And this stool I got only because it was $4.99. And even though it's going to go outside, that's why this turned into like a DIY situation, because I'm going to spray paint it black so everything matches. This was $5.09. And this also is going to be a plant stand. I already had it out there, already put it in place, but I'm going to paint this black. And hopefully it doesn't get too weathered, but because it was only $5, then I really don't mind. I just thought this was really cute to hang on the wall outside. And it says, "Believe all things are possible to him who believes." Mark 9:23. So I got that for like $2. I wanted to just put a couple of things on the wall just to make it look, you know, just to add some character out there. So I got this little, I don't know what you call it, but I guess like a little wall plaque. I just thought that was some nice detail there. So I got that one. And I also got this piece here for $2. And enjoy the little things. And I'm all about enjoying the little things. I talk about that all the time. One of the ways that makes my life happy, just enjoying the little things, because there is no way to happiness, guys. Happiness is the way. That's one of my favorite quotes, and I live by that. I have just learned that the more I'm happy about the little things, the more little things and big things show up to make me even more happy. And the last decor item I got at Goodwill was this. I thought this was the cutest little flag. The Garden of Friends is always in bloom, so that is just so cute. So I could not pass that up. All those little $2 items, I just can't wait to see how it all comes together. And the last two things I got at Goodwill are some books. I love books, and this is a good housekeeping book. The Complete Household Handbook, the best ways to clean, maintain, and organize your home. I love all that kind of stuff. I haven't even taken the time to look through this, and surprisingly, y'all, I'm just opening the bag from Saturday, and this is a cute surprise. I'm like, oh wow, I'm so glad I got this. And the last book I got was Lost Atlanta. I love anything about Atlanta that I can find because I've been living here collectively for about 24 years, so I love this book. Starting from the 1860s, and it says, Lost Atlanta looks at the cherished places in the city that time, tragedy, and progress have swept aside. So I'm looking forward to looking through this book as well. And at Home Depot, I just got 5 of these pots because of the plants that I got at Pike's. I'll be making some arrangements to go in here. Everything out there is neutral and black for the most part. So I got 3 cans of this Rust-Oleum that I will be using to spray these down with and change them to black. And this is a paint and primer all-in-one and matte for wood, metal, plastics, and more. So this will just make these items a little bit longer lasting for the outside. And I got some 220 grit sandpaper so that I can give both of them a nice little rough sanding down to help this spray paint to adhere properly. Look at me sounding like I used to own a painting company back in the day, even though I never painted anything back then. Well, I did paint my dorm room in college. And then other people were asking me, oh, can you paint mine? I'm like, no, I can't do that, but yeah. And the last thing I got were these beautiful flowers, y'all. Look at these. I got 3 different kinds. This is called Calibrachoa. So I got 4 each of these because I'm just going to put 2 plants in each of the pots. In a few weeks they'll spread, so I didn't have to buy that many plants, which was good for the 5 pots. So I got the Calibrachoa in white. And I got these trailing petunias in this gorgeous purple. Look at that. Man, the people over at Pike's were so nice. I love that store. They literally wanted to help you and asked me questions about, you know, how much sun and all that kind of stuff, which I was like, I don't remember how much sun is out there. And now that I'm out there looking, I'm going to decide by this afternoon because I may have to go back and get another type of plant because these are full sun plants and I think I have partial sun. And I want to make sure that whatever goes out there really thrives. So I may take these back. But y'all look at this celosia and kimono yellow. I have never had a plant like this. This is so gorgeous. It looks so unique. And I thought that it would look really beautiful with the purple and the white. That is all I need. Everything else I had, y'all saw, I picked up 2 things from my storage unit. So I am excited. Can't wait to do the reveal. That is coming right up. I'm finally making this ice cream, guys. It took me a minute because I wanted to do some research in making this fully plant-based the first time around. So I wanted to get everything exactly right so that, fingers crossed, I get the right creamy texture on my very first batch. So let's go ahead and make this base for my first batch of a Ninja Creamy plant-based, low-calorie ice cream. Okay, so as a plant-based thickening agent, I'm going in with what's called xanthan gum. It calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon of xanthan gum. So I'm going to put that in my little mixing bowl along with a tablespoon of this soy milk, which the recipe calls for a cup of soy milk. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that amount in there. And just like I do with my yogurt, I'm going to froth this just to get the xanthan gum nice and blended in here. Now I wanted to use all monk fruit sweetener, but the monk fruit sweetener may not gel very well and as far as coming up with a creamy base. So I am going to use 2 tablespoons of the, oh wow, look how that's thickening up already without clumping up. So I am going to use 2 tablespoons of regular sugar, but considering that that's all that's going to be in this entire pint of ice cream, I don't think that's too bad at all. I'm going to play around with it and see what happens. So that is my xanthan gum soy milk mixture. Then I'm going to go in with the remaining cup of soy milk. Then we have 1/2 cup of this Ripple half and half. I'm going to pour that in there. 2 tablespoons of sugar. Then 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And finally, a pinch of salt. And here's the pint container that comes with the Ninja. And that is perfect. Now this has to freeze overnight for 24 hours. So tomorrow I will meet you guys right back here and I will have some fully plant-based vanilla ice cream that will add some toppings from my crunchy toppings bar. And it's gonna be amazing. The verdict is here. Let's see. Oh my God. What? Baby. Wow. This is incredible. Y'all, this is amazing. This was worth every dollar, okay? This is called the Ninja Creami. It is, and when I tell you it is creamy, oh my God. This is so good. My goodness. Wow, look at that. My first batch of homemade ice cream. Did you know that studies suggest that 1 in 4 adults have what's called an avoidant attachment style, which basically means they value independence and pull away from relationships when things become emotionally close. Did you know that some research also suggests that close to 40% of men have dismissive avoidant or fearful avoidant attachment tendencies? That's almost half the men out there. Did you know other studies show single adults over 50, especially men, have even higher avoidant tendencies, meaning they can enjoy your company but still struggle with emotional closeness. What does this look like? It can look like someone being very attentive, consistent at the beginning, coming on strong, and then suddenly them pulling back, you barely hearing from them and wondering what the heck happened. It could also look like inconsistency. One day they're good, they're in contact with you, they're communicating, and then the next day nothing, as if you don't even exist, leaving you questioning like, what's going on? Where does the relationship even stand? And what happened? What changed? It can leave you feeling just alone in a relationship, confused, and just unsure of where the relationship is heading or where the relationship even stands. And all of this can be going on. You can be experiencing all of this when nothing really was ever clearly said or done to indicate that anything was really wrong, but inside you just feel the shift. Imagine being able to detect or discern avoidant attachment style tendencies before you're emotionally invested, so you can avoid the frustration, hurt, and pain that can occur if you stick around too long. You don't have to imagine. All you have to do is pay attention to how someone makes you feel. And if you find yourself more confused and alone than you are at peace, it could be because you're dealing with someone with avoidant patterns. And simply being aware can save you so much time, energy, and pain. Take it from someone who experienced this firsthand. I promised myself that after the horrifying experience I had, that I would share this with every single woman I know. So I know a lot of you aren't single. Maybe you're married or you're in a relationship like I am. Share this video with any single woman you know, especially women over 40 who are dating men who are, over 40 and 50 years old. It could be the very thing that saves their sanity and saves them the heartache and pain and frustration of trying to deal with someone who love bombs them at first and then backs away and leaving them just confused. Attachment styles are very, very real. But just like G.I. Joe used to say back in the day, if anyone used to watch the cartoon, I watched it all the time after school with my older male cousins. Knowing is half the battle. And the knowledge of attachment styles, avoidant attachment styles specifically, could be the thing that helps you to avoid getting into a bad relationship in the future and wasting your time, energy, and effort. By the grace of God, I stumbled across this information and it allowed me to exit stage left real quick. And I was able to move on unscathed. It totally changed the way I approach dating and allowed me to discern very quickly who I'm really dealing with. So I would know, you might have an avoidant attachment style, and then therefore not to move forward. Now, there are a lot of people out there who will say, oh, well, you can help them, you can save them. And I'm not here to argue that point at all. Do whatever you feel is right for your situation. But for me, I know that men over 50, a lot of times they won't even acknowledge the fact that they have an insecure attachment style, which the avoidant attachment style falls under that umbrella. If they're not even willing to acknowledge that they have an issue, then what makes you think that you're going to be able to help them to change anything about how they approach the relationship and how they treat you? Just being aware of this information totally helped me so much, and I hope it helps you or someone you know as well. But until next time, I'm excited to reveal my balcony decor, and I will see you guys in the next video.